Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
Well, good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the ball field here at Ankeny Centennial High School for today's single game against the West Des Moines Valley Tigers and your Centennial Jaguars. My name's Cade Tomlinson. I am your play-by-play announcer for the season here on Centennial Digital. Joining me to my right is my dad, PA announcer, sound effects, and color, Rodney Tomlinson.
Good evening, everyone. As we get ready, we welcome the Valley Tigers to the field here tonight. Tigers stand atop of the CIML. Kind of bunched up there at the top, Cade, but the Tigers are on top of everything.
Yeah, it's a really close race up there at the top of the CIML. Waukee Northwest leads the conference 14-7 on the season. Johnston back behind them 12-7, and then there's Valley 13-8 in the conference.
And let's take a look at some of the Valley players to keep an eye on here this evening. Logan Hicks, number 3, has a batting average of .391. That gets him in the top 5 in the CIML. And on base percentage, he's number 2 in the CIML with a .506. So he finds his way to first base quite regularly. And speaking of finding his way to the base, Caden Miller, he is number 1 in the CIML in stolen bases with 19. So we'll have to watch him if Caden gets on. Single's going to be a double is what it sounds like to me if he reaches first base. He's also number 1 with sacrifice bunt, so he can handle the bat if he needs to sacrifice.
Well, and I was just looking at the stats here on my screen, and yeah, you got to think if Miller gets on base here, the Jaguars are going to be using that pickoff fairly often, trying to keep him at bay.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to a pitch out. We haven't seen that much this year, but might be a chance to do it. Like we were commenting, the record at this point doesn't really matter. Yeah. So go ahead, give it a try. Maybe you find something for the postseason. But it could be a challenge there. You've got Brecken Miller, who's number 2 in the CIML and throwing out base stealers, and the number 1 base stealer. So there you got a nice matchup to watch tonight if he gets on.
Yeah, and we've mentioned it before, but I will mention it again. You just mentioned it there. This game is kind of moot in the way of it doesn't affect how your postseason looks. Brackets for the CIML are already out for 4A, so this game is just a game.
It is just a tuner, you might say, to keep them in shape and tuned up and ready to go. Postseason gets underway next Friday night on the 11th, and those brackets are already there. So, yeah, these are just to finish out the season, maybe give some people a chance to play that haven't had a chance during the season and sneak them in and see if they might be of somewhere they can fit in for that postseason run. Kind of like the end of the season in the major leagues where they call up some of the minor leaguers to give them a shot.
And Centennial's first game against Marshalltown on the 11th. Centennial in Sub-State 4 or 4A Sub-State 7. As we take a peek here. Valley plays West Des Moines Roosevelt. Or plays Des Moines Roosevelt, excuse me, on the 11th as well. So the good thing for both teams here is it's a tuner game, and, well, they both have to play 2 games to make it to the finals, which isn't necessarily a great thing. But for the Jaguars, it may shape up to play out in the long run.
See, it's that second game that has been the roadblock for them the last couple of years. If they can get over the hump and punch their ticket to the state tournament. Well, we've got our umpires and coaches meeting going on at home plate, so that means we're that much closer to first pitch here this evening. And speaking of first pitch, Hayden Smith will be throwing out our first pitch for us tonight.
And while we have a moment, our Cinerama lineups coming your way here shortly, but we will take a look around the batting order here for the Jaguars just before that. Leading off, Isaac Brule holding down the spot at shortstop. And I will say before I get too far into this, just a couple of changes for the Jaguars in the field tonight. Will Nestler at second base, wearing number 28. Will Morris, number 7 at third. Reed Anderson, the left fielder, number 8 on his back. Number 2, Jackson Reed, the center fielder. And this is where it starts to get a little funky. Cade Newman at first base, wearing number 17. Alex Corey DHing tonight, number 28. We'll go through the rest of this afterwards. We're going to turn it over to Rodney Tomlinson for tonight's Cinerama Ankeny starting lineups. And, of course, we start things off with our first pitch tonight. Hayden Smith, the first pitch.
Hayden wanted a little Zach Brown band, Chicken Fried.
Good song for this weekend.
All right, Hayden. Line her up and let her go. Hey! Fans, another big hand. Hayden Smith, our first pitch this evening. And now it's time to introduce our starting lineups. First, for the Tigers. Leading off, the left fielder, number 8, Caden Miller. Batting second and catching, number 5, Logan Hicks. Hitting third, number 18, at first base, Colton Remick. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 16, Jacob Korselman. Hitting fifth, the center fielder, number 3, Trent Grevengood. In the sixth spot, number 2, doing the pitching, Ryan Stedman. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 14, Ellis Cologne. Hitting eighth, wearing number 1, the third baseman, Jacob Fodre. And batting ninth in right field, number 7, Jack Konauer. At second base for the Tigers, number 10, Aiden Plum. And now, here are the starters for your Centennial Jaguars. Leading off, the shortstop, number 1, Isaac Brule. Hitting second at second, number 28, Will Nestler. In the 3 spot, it's going to be number 7, the third baseman, Will Morris. Batting cleanup in left field, number 8, Reed Anderson. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 2, Jackson Reed. Hitting sixth at first base, number 17, Cade Newman. Batting seventh, your designated hitter, number 29, Alex Corey. Batting eighth, wearing number 27, the right fielder, Darren Severs. And batting ninth, behind the dish, number 16, Brecken Miller. On the bump for the Jaguars, number 13, Eli Starr.
Well, folks, with that, we are going to take a break and be right back. You are watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we head into the 4th of July weekend with a game of baseball on the way here tonight. Once again, West Des Moines Valley and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. And a small little detail, the umpires have stripes. They have red and white stripes on the underarms. I was expecting one side to be stripes and the other side to be stars. Oh, giving the Sandlot vibes here tonight.
Ray Charles leads us in.
So that means I have to work in a few Sandlot lines tonight, right?
Shouldn't be too hard.
Well, that's true. We are getting ready to go here. The Jaguars in all white here tonight. Valley, gray on the bottom, black up top. Not the color I would want to be wearing on a night like tonight. Coming into first pitch here this evening. Looks like it's going to be about 89 degrees. And a 7:07 first pitch. We are getting ready to go. Your first batter here for the Tigers, Caden Miller, the left fielder. First pitch to Caden Miller is a ball. You know, it's weird looking at my sheet and seeing a Miller in the lineup, then looking up to my field up
88 degrees
there.
at first pitch.
Looking up to my top portion here, and
yes, go on.
And seeing a Miller up top as well. Got a Miller behind the dish, Miller at the plate. Count now 1-2. That one's going to be back behind the back of Miller.
And maybe for some at home, it's Miller time to go along with that.
Well, you know, this weekend comes with a lot of Miller time. For those of age, drink responsibly. And now a 3-2 count, full here to Caden Miller. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. So now Logan Hicks steps up to the plate.
And we had this conversation last time. If you're going to get hit, don't get hit on ball 4. You're going to get first base anyway. Avoid the bruise.
Logan Hicks, now the batter, back behind the dish for the Tigers. And around the infield for the Jaguars, Stardom Miller is the battery. Newman over at first, Nestler at second, Brule at short, and Will Morris over at third.
Well, Cade, right away we've got the matchup that we talked about a little bit in pregame. You've got Caden Miller down at first base, who leads the CIML in stolen bases. And Brecken Miller behind the plate, who's number 2 and throwing out attempted steals.
Miller 19 for 19 on stolen base attempts, 1,000%. Runner goes. Here's that matchup, and Miller's throw is off. So that'll become 20 for 20.
Round 1 to Caden Miller. Well, you're pretty sure Miller was going to win that battle one way or the other.
One way or another, Miller was going to win it. Looking to the outfield now for the Jaguars. Anderson, Reed, and Severs. Left to right, Darren Severs making an appearance in right field instead of Bullwinkle. So just a few minor changes for the Jaguars here tonight.
Starr working very deliberately here at the onset this evening.
2-2 the count. Runner stays.
Didn't pop away from Brecken Miller quite far enough. Caden Miller down at second had thoughts of third base there and slammed on the brakes. And that last one from Starr broke at the last moment. Almost clipped Hicks. Up the middle. Close play, but it'll be out at first. Brule with the throw.
So that will be out number 1 as Caden Miller advances over to third.
Good news is Jaguars got the out. The bad news is Tigers have a runner just 90 feet away.
And I will say that's not necessarily the runner you want to have 90 feet away. And that one's going to go over the head of Brule and drive one across here for the Tigers as Colton Remick has the base hit. So now Jacob Korselman.
Miller didn't need his speed on that one. He could jog that one home on the base hit.
And we had talked about this a couple games ago of the trophy that we should still make to this day of hardest names for the season. We were talking pregame. You were looking through them, and I believe your words were, okay, Valley wins.
I think Valley would take that trophy here this year. They've got quite a few Coach had to help me out with over there beforehand.
as it's now a 1-1 count here to Jacob Korselman. A 2-1 count here to Korselman. That one looked like it was right down Main Street, now 2-2.
Well, it tailed off at the end almost like a screwball back into him. If you watch that movement, it was down the middle and then darted at the hitter.
That one going to be outside, fills up the count 3-2. That one's going to be left upstairs, ball 4. So now Trent Grevengood at the plate in center field for the Tigers, wearing number 3.
That was a mighty close call on that ball 4. Jaguars only 1 out. 2 Tigers on the base paths, already 1 in, and that one's going to bring up the middle. They're going to hold him at third.
So now the bases will be loaded here for the Tigers. Runners all the way around. Brings up Ryan Stedman. Stedman on pitching duty here tonight. And we will talk about him more in the bottom half of the first.
Stedman has 22 hits on the season. So he goes after that one.
And that one will be fouled back and out of play.
12 singles, 9 doubles, and 1 dinger. He leads the team in RBI with 20. Chance to add to that here with a couple of Tigers in scoring position.
That one's going to be outside and going to bring a run across for the Tigers. So a 1-1 count here to Ryan Stedman.
That's one way to add to your RBI lead. Stand there while the ball goes to the backstop. Come on, Jeff.
Now Brule going to make the throw over to Newman, and that's going to be out number 2, but another one comes across.
Jeff's telling me I can't give him an RBI for that. Boy, I tell you.
First pitch to Cologne. Swung away, strike 1. And now 0-2 the count here. And there is going to be strike number 3. Starr takes care of the final out on his own. We will head to the bottom half of the first. Tigers hang up 3. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
Welcome back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial High School. Ryan Stedman on the mound here for the Tigers. The battery there, Hicks back behind the dish.
And Cade, we were talking pregame that we didn't want to get down to Mr. Stedman because he has an ERA of .78.
.78 over 18 innings pitched.
He's in the top 5 in the CIML.
Isaac Brule, the first batter at the plate.
And we were talking in between innings that the good guys look like they're coming out just a little flat tonight so far. So see if they can muster some kind of an offense here in the bottom half and not end up right back out there on the diamond.
Brule going to send that one back up the middle. Plum going to have it, and it's going to be Plum to Remick for out number 1. So to bring up the second baseman, Will Nestler.
Well, let's get Mr. Nestler down there to first base and see if some of his antics can ramp things up a bit for Centennial.
See if he can light the spark that ignites the firework, as it may be.
All right, Katie.
Check swing, sends it over to the softball side. They are in action here tonight. I believe a single game for them as well. 2-1 the count here to Nestler.
Yeah, I was listening as I came into the park here tonight and getting set up. They had somebody over there doing their PA was doing a really good job handling that for the JV setup tonight.
I believe you may be talking about Mr. Will Morris.
Will
Moore, my bad.
Will Morris is out there.
Yeah, Will Morris is out. I can't have two that are close. Speaking of Will Morris, here he comes stepping up to the plate as Nestler finds his way over to first base on a base on balls.
Yes, indeed. It was one Mr. Will Moore who is in the booth with us again this evening, but doing a nice job over at JV softball.
First pitch, first swing will be a high fly ball to Konauer. And that'll bring up Reed Anderson. First pitch to Anderson is a strike. And I got to say, Nestler not being given much time to play antics over there. As Stedman working quick here.
Well, Stedman says, I got a 3-run lead. Go ahead and dance around over there. There's 2 outs. I just care about the guy at the plate.
The 0-2 inside. 1-0. I got to say, Reed Anderson has had his dancing shoes on quite a few times here this year at the plate. And that one's going to be sent down. Lina makes the play. That one hit right at him. Put that in ESPN's top 10 for the week. 0-2 back up the middle. That's going to be right through the gap. And that's going to put runners on first and second. So that'll bring up Jackson Reed, the center fielder.
Nice shot right back up the middle where it came from.
So now Nestler on second. First pitch swing from Reed. The 0-1 misses down low, evens it out 1-1. That one left inside as well. 2-1 now the count here to Jackson Reed. Jackson Reed coming into tonight, a .270 batting average. That one fouled back to the net, 2-2.
He just reached out there with the arms and kind of threw the bat at that one to foul it off.
2-2 with 2 away. Number 2 at the plate, 2 on.
Trail by 3.
Fouled off again. The 2-2 in the dirt, and runners will advance to second and third.
It would be a big shot in the arm here for the Jaguars to pick up the 2 runs sitting at second and third. Have somewhat of an answer anyway here in the bottom of the first.
Well, it's a full count here to Reed as Stedman steps off, asks for a recall on the signs. And that's going to be ball 4. So now bases loaded for the Jaguars with 2 away. That'll bring up Cade Newman, the first baseman. Well, you talk about a big spot here for the Jaguars to get a couple, and now would be the time to do it.
Opportunities knocking. Will they answer? Hicks, a nice block behind the plate. Smothered that one.
So 1-1 count now here for Cade Newman. I was going to find the outside portion of the zone, make it 1-2.
All right, time to protect. Anything close, you either have to spoil it or try to find a hole.
A big hole right back up the middle. And that one's going to be outside. Nestler's going to go and come across. So the Jaguars will hang up one here in the bottom of the second so far, with runners on second and third.
That is a gift they will take. Ball skips away just enough and no hesitation. Nestler broke immediately when he saw the ball get away. Centennial is on the board.
Newman sends that one over to the right field side. Two. Up high, full count.
And the Jaguars making Stedman work here in the first inning. They're looking at a lot of pitches.
And that's going to be ball four. Newman will walk his way down to first. So the Tigers now going to have a meeting out at the mound. And Jeff said it earlier, and he just said it again. Baseball is a funny game. Anything can happen at any point in time. As Alex Corey steps up to the plate, a .211 batting average. As Stedman steps back on the rubber. First pitch will be down and in the dirt.
Hicks gets up, doesn't even look at the baseball. He's staring down at third base, daring him to move off of that as the ball rolled away from him. It didn't roll far enough.
That one inside. A 2-0 turns into a 2-1. And swung on, fouled back. Evens out 2-2. And not going to be able to bring any more across. The Jaguars able to hang up one in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second. It's 3-1 in favor of the Tigers, and it's 8-9-1 in the order for the Tigers. when we come back. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Up to the plate here for the Tigers as Brule, a nice diving catch for out number one was Jacob Faudre. That'll bring up Jack Konauer, the right fielder. And that one's going to drop in center field. It'll be a base hit for Konauer. So now we go back to Caden Miller. Started off with a ball four hit by pitch.
Well, these Tigers aren't wasting any time here in the top of the second. They're going up looking to swing.
As first pitch to Miller is outside. That one high and tight on Miller.
A little chin music there. Left that one up high out of the zone. Had some nice break to it.
3-1 count here to Miller. Star drops that one in and fills it up the count at 3-2.
That one split the plate.
Runner goes. That'll be ball four. Brings up Logan Hicks. Number 5 for the Tigers.
Well, one thing in the Jaguars' favor here, base stealer extraordinaire Caden Miller down at first has Konauer on second base in front of him. So
he can't go unless Konauer goes.
He's not the one setting the pace here.
A beautiful curveball there from Starr. Makes it 1-1. That was a high fly ball. Seavers going to be over the head And one will come across for the Tigers. So Hicks an RBI double. Drives one across, brings up Colton Remick. And Coach Markai heads out to the plate, or to the mound, excuse me. Try and figure out what's going on. So now Colton Remick steps back in.
Tigers wasting no time canceling out the one run from the Jaguars. And they've got two more in scoring position, with only one away.
And first pitch from starter Remick was a strike. Here comes the second one. Nice breaking ball in there for strike number 2.
He started that one right at the hitter and broke it back over the plate.
When the breaking ball is working for Star, it works. Nice, very nice. Morris going to fire over to first for out number 2. So another run will come across for the Tigers and put Logan Hicks on third with 2 away. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Corselman. And once again, that breaking ball right at the batter breaks in. Makes it 0-2. Right back at Star, has to duck to get out of the way. And Corselman will have the base hit. Brings up Trent Gravengood.
Star will see that one tonight in his sleep.
I think they have a spare pair of pants for him in the dugout.
That was a red and white blur coming right at his forehead.
Red, white, and he almost saw black and blue. So Star up 2-0 here on Gravengood. That one's going to be outside. Runner will stand at second.
Big turn down there. He had thoughts of going another 90 feet.
One, two. And there is strike number 3. We are going to head to the bottom of the second. Tigers hang up yet another 3. It is now 6-1 in favor of the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Welcome back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial. Patriotic night here tonight. Tomorrow, the night for big bangs, booms, and pops. 4th of July. As Lee Greenwood serenades the crowd here tonight. Severs up at the plate first for the Jaguars here in the bottom of the second. 8-9-1 hitters coming to the plate. First pitch to Severs, strike 1. There's strike 2. And Darren Severs will stand and look at strike number 3. That'll bring up Brecken Miller, the catcher. A 1 pitch here to Miller inside. Swings away, makes it 1-2. And this is more what we expected to see from Stedman in the first. Stedman looks way more comfortable out on that mound here in the bottom of the second than he did in the first.
He's getting it, stepping on, and throwing.
Brule lays down the bunt. Not going to be able to leg it out. That'll be out number 3.
Fundray across to Remick for out number 3.
So we will head to the top of the third. Your score is still 6-1 in favor of the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital here. It's Will Moore. Now on the broadcast here.
Welcome back there, Mr. Moore.
Thank you. It's great to be here. We got the 6, 7, and 8 hitters scheduled to come up to the plate here. Coming to the plate is number 2, Ryan Stedman. Just had a good inning pitching. He didn't let up any runs. And on the mound now is Eli Starr. Sorry, Trey Hauser, number 10 here on the mound now. Oh, that was a line out to Brule, and that'll bring up number 14, Ellis Colon. Sorry, Ellis Cologne. Going up to the plate now. First pitch from Hauser, swung at. That'll be strike 1.
So Starr, a rough 2 innings here to get things going, giving up 6 runs in those 2. He did have the breaking ball working and looking good, but just wasn't enough to fool the Tiger hitters as they hung a 6 on him.
That pitch from Hauser outside. A bit too much break on that one. A 1-2 count now with 1 out.
And Tigers just about all the way through the batting order for the second time, so I'm sure Coach High wanted to give him something different to look at.
There goes a strikeout, and it's Hauser making quick work of this Valley lineup so far. In the top of the 3rd, Hauser starting off with some momentum here. Up at the plate is the lefty, number 1, Jacob Faudre. First pitch from Hauser, a ball. Second one, down the middle. That'll be a strike off the fastball. That one swung at, foul. Past the left bleacher area. 1-2 count here with 2 outs. A pitcher's count with 2 outs. We'll see what Hauser can do here. That one swung at. And the Tigers go 3 up, 3 down. A little change of pace to end the inning here. We will go to the bottom of the 3rd. Your score remains 6-1, and you are watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride, but I already paid.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital here. We are in the bottom of the third. Will Nessler leading off this Jaguar offense, number 28. He had a walk earlier, and he got a run down. He made it all the way home. Second pitch will be a strike. And it's rare to see Nessler in an 0-2 count because usually he will indeed get a walk. He leads the team in walks.
Walks and antics on base.
Yeah, when he gets on base, it is pretty entertaining to see. And usually he does. He
was a little more calm than usual back in the first when he got on and came around until he got to third. Then he acted up a bit.
He did. And he will fly out there. Nessler evened up the count, was not quite able to execute though. And it's number 7, Will Morris, at the plate here. First pitch to Morris. Inside, strike number 1 there. He's going to swing at that one and send that one foul toward the softball side. That will be a strikeout looking, a backwards K there for Morris. As Reed Anderson, number 8, will step in. He's going to take a swing at the first pitch.
Reed getting his golf game started a little early. Not sure what his tee time is tomorrow, but that looked like the golf swing coming out.
It did. He swung low at that one. The lefty at the plate here. He's going to swing at that one too. He pops that one up to right field. So the Jaguars will go 3 up, 3 down. 6-1 remains your lead for the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Leading off this Valley offense will be number 7, Jack Kohnauer. Hauser pitched very well there in the top of the third. We'll see what he can do here in the top of the fourth for this Jaguar defense.
Yeah, Hauser coming in the third managed to get 2 Ks and a line out to Brule at short. We'll have Kohnauer and then the top of the order coming up.
Kohnauer also made the play to end the bottom of the third. He got Reed Anderson out off a fly ball. Kohnauer playing right field. That one down the middle for strike one. 3-1 count here for Kohnauer.
Oh, that one off the outside edge. Blue decided it was a strike. Kohnauer was headed down the line.
He thought he was going to get the call there. The ump said not so fast, and he's going to get contact with that one. He bobbles that one down to the second baseman. Will Nessler will get the out, and that will bring up number 8, Caden Miller. We are back to the top of the order here. 1-2 hitters set to hit this inning.
Nice adjustment on that last one out of Nessler. Took a big hop on him, and he's able to flip the glove up there and take care of it. Made it look easier than it was.
He did. Second pitch to Miller. Called a ball there. 1-1 count with 1 out. Morris to Newman for out number 2, and that'll bring up number 5, Logan Hicks.
Nice job by Newman slapping the tag on there as the throw pulled him off just a bit. Long run for Anderson out there in left field. Ball stayed in play, but just no chance really to run that one down.
He made the effort, but it was just a bit to the left there. Almost at the wall. The second pitch to Hicks. A ball. He check swinged there. That one outside for ball number 2. 2-1 count now with 2 outs down. 2-2 count.
And that one found the zone for Hauser. So he'll even it up here.
And Hicks 1 for 2 so far in the ball game. A double in the second, got out in the first. Full count now for Hicks. Hauser wanting to put this inning away. He will pick up first base off a walk there. Colton Rimmick, number 18, stepping in. He had a base hit in the first inning, got out in the second.
Grounded out to Morris down at third. Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire.
The pickoff attempt from Hauser will send Logan Hicks to second. He's going to try for third.
And we have a Little League game breaking out. As the Jaguars put 2 errors up on the board. Unfortunately, that means their errors lead their runs at this point. 2-1.
Hauser lining up and delivering the second pitch, swung at. It's the right fielder, Darren Sievers, making the play there for out number 3. The Tigers score 1. 6-1 now. Valley's lead. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Dear Cable Internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness,
Jackson Reed leading the charge here for the Jaguars in the bottom of the 4th. Another lefty following the lefty Reed Anderson. And similar names too, Reed Anderson and Jackson Reed. I've gotten those confused a few times. The center fielder getting a hold of that one. That will send Jackson Reed back to the dugout. Cade Newman, number 17, stepping in.
And I don't think Grevin Good moved his feet on that, Will. It was right to his glove.
It was. It doesn't get much easier than that. That one finding foul territory. 0-1 count here for Cade Newman. Cade Newman had a base hit in the first. One for one so far on the ball game. 1-1 count with one out.
Jaguars back home again on Tuesday the 8th as they make up a rainout with Waukee, a doubleheader that night. Somebody else will have to keep my seat warm next Tuesday. I'm clear up north covering motocross.
Full count here. Stedman, the pitch.
Get the peanut butter to go with the jam.
Alex Corey, number 29 here at the plate. Another lefty for the Jaguars. He struck out. He wants some redemption here. It's Corey receiving the K there. 3 up, 3 down. The Jaguars go. We will head up to the top of the 5th. Score remains 6-1 for the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny Hawks mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. And as a realtor, I know that our schools are one of the main reasons people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a proud supporter. I've been helping Ankeny families for over 20 years, and if you or anyone you know needs help finding the perfect home, let's talk. But first, go Hawks.
Welcome back to the ball field here at Ankeny Centennial High School. I'm taking back over from Will Moore. Just getting him some more experience on the mic here on Centennial Digital. One of our crew members at Tomlinson announcing. And a couple of changes in the field here for the top of the 5th. Brecken Miller goes from behind the dish to on the mound, and Josh Quinlan back behind the dish. Jacob Korselman at the plate for the Tigers. First pitch going to be outside.
Well, after a very busy couple of first innings for the Tigers, everything has settled down for both sides and through the last couple of innings.
1-1 now the count here for Korselman. Yeah, after the first couple of innings, it just seemed to have gone dormant there momentarily as nothing, all three went up, all three went back for the next 2 innings.
Jeff and I were talking. It is very, very toasty out there tonight, and everybody's just kind of limping around. It has gone down 5 degrees since first pitch, but I don't think that's going to be very noticeable.
Yeah, these are always the games that you kind of dread as the ball player. It's hot, humid. You really don't want to be out in the field on these days. Three-two count.
Well, and as you said earlier, it makes a difference, too, that they all know the game doesn't really matter.
High fly ball backing out of play. Full count. Misses. Outside, ball 4. Brings up the center fielder, Trent Grevengood, excuse me.
So we're in the bottom of the 5th, and Tigers have their leadoff man on first.
Jacob Korselman stands on first. Bunt shown, and Morris going to make the throw over to first. They're going to get the runner out at first, but it's going to be a sac bunt from Grevengood. So a sac 5-3 puts one away in the top of the 5th, with a runner now on second.
Stedman has been doing great on the mound. Not so much at the dish so far. He's 0 for 2.
Yeah, great performance from Stedman here tonight so far. One 0 in the dirt.
There's a little life out of the dugout as the team sending kudos out to Quinlan for a nice stop that time behind the plate.
So now a 3-0 count here to Ryan Stedman. For those of you just joining us, 6-1 the score. Tigers putting up 3 in both the first and the second. Jaguars only able to put up 1 in the first. And since then, it's been 1-2-3 for the last 3 innings, starting with the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Centennial squandered a great opportunity in the first. They had bases loaded. They got 1 in and then just left everybody else out there. And since then, have just been flat.
Stedman a full count here. And that's going to be strike number 3. Miller asked the question, can I help you? And Stedman with the answer, nope, just looking. And that'll bring up Ellis Cologne, the DH. And first pitch going to drop outside for strike one.
And Cologne, a pair of bookend Ks. One facing each direction so far tonight. Caught looking in the first and swinging in the third.
So Cologne trying to better the record here tonight. A 243 hitter at the plate coming into tonight, 364 on base percentage. 1-2. Now the count. And Cologne going to step out of the box.
Miller taking a little too long out there looking in at Quinlan. And nice job going down to get that one.
And Newman going to take that one on his own, so mark it down a 3 unassisted. For out number 3, we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Jaguars have their chance to strike coming up. It is 6-1 in favor of the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Welcome back to the ball field here at Ankeny Centennial High School. Sorry to cut the ad short. Weichert Realty, one of our great sponsors here at Centennial Digital. And we've played musical chairs once again up here in the booth. Will Moore going from broadcast to now on the PA.
Well, it didn't really move chairs, just microphones.
Oh, that's fair. Sievers, a bunt, and it's going to be a bunt for a hit. He'll be safe over at first.
Sievers picking him up and putting him down.
Jeff making a very good observation. As pinch hitter Grant Crowner steps into the box here for the Jaguars. And yeah, Jeff making a very good observation. The right field position, laying down the bunts.
So explain.
Cohen Bullwinkle. We typically see him come out here 2 outs, 1 out, no out, 1 bases loaded, that whole spiel. And lays down a bunt over to that third base side, goes bunt for a hit. And typically it works out for him fairly well.
He has had good luck laying that bunt down, and yes, defensively he patrols out in right field. So your connection being Sievers in right field tonight took over the bunting duties for him. At this point, they'll take it however they get it, however they can get it.
Grant Crowner typically typically the first baseman for the Jaguars, Cade Newman, in that duty tonight, batting in place of Brecken Miller. And Crowner will get sent back to the dugout. That'll take us to the top of the order with Isaac Brule. So now Isaac Brule at the plate. Takes the first pitch for strike number one. And the Tigers going to look to
So Remick makes the play, went to step on first, decided he had a force out at second, turned around, threw it down to second instead, and got Sievers, who was nonchalanting.
So looks like that will end the inning. Runner's interference looks to have been called. And we will head to the top of the sixth. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Welcome back to the ball field here at Ankeny Centennial High School. Loud cheers coming over from the softball side as they lead 8-6 over Valley. They are in the bottom of the fifth. As somebody getting started with their festivities early, setting off fireworks.
Fadre squares to bunt on that one, pulls it back. Has Morris charging in from third.
Jacob Fadre at the plate here for the Tigers. That one misses up high, 2-1. Brecken Miller still the pitcher here for the Jaguars.
And it sounds like they're having way more fun on the softball side tonight.
Pitch to Fadre. Fills the count, 3-2. High fly ball. Brula calls everybody off, and that'll be out number 1, excuse me.
Hey, it was worth a try.
Yeah, you know, I should have tried out number 3 and see what it got me. So now Jack Konauer, the right fielder. Watch for the bunt.
Nice job of Brule there, retreating out into the grass to go get that one. It was almost in no man's land between Anderson, Morris, and Brule.
First pitch into Konauer, strike 1.
Law firm on the west side.
And, of course, one of the great sponsors at Centennial Digital, Lamberti Murphy Strong Law Firm. Well, you saw a fire truck go back in the background of the stream there.
Reminded me of your young baseball days when we just stopped the game to watch the fire truck go by, and then, okay, now we can go back to playing.
Ooh, shiny red thing. And that's going to be a strikeout looking for Konauer. So that'll put 2 away. That'll bring up the left fielder, Caden Miller. And I'm going to give the responsibility talk here just shortly. If you are shooting off fireworks this weekend or tomorrow, please be safe. Light it, run away. Don't stay anywhere near it. We want to see you come back with all 10 fingers. There you go. There's my responsibility talk for the 4th of July weekend for those of you listening at home.
Way to go. Way to get that out there. Was there a mirror in front of you as you were doing that?
No, I have to work all weekend. I don't get to shoot off fireworks.
Hey, that's a second nice play down at the third base box. This one by the other team.
Prongy had a chance to make a play over at first and just kind of lackadaisically stuck the hand out there and let it go by him earlier on. As that one's fouled off towards the softball side. Looking to join the action. And that will be strike number 3 there to Miller. Valley sends 3 up. The Jaguars send 3 back to the dugout. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Jaguars due up. Hitters 2, 3, and 4. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us days at US Cellular.
Welcome back to the ball field here at Ankeny Centennial High School. A little Toby Keith here at the ballpark. And we go to Will Nessler, the first batter up for the Jaguars. It's Nessler, Morris, Anderson. Your 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. And yeah, you talk about settling in on the mound. Stedman has done such a great job of that here tonight. The first inning, a little rocky for him. Let up one, gave the Jaguars 1. But after that first inning, he has just been solid on the mound.
Clearly, he got the momentum out of that first inning with the Centennial only getting 1 run when they had him loaded. And he's worked that all the way through now as we are in the bottom of the 6th.
And unfortunately, if you're a Jaguar fan, that's not what you want to see. You want to see the other pitcher kind of rattled and shaken, not locked in on what he needs to be doing.
Well, both sides have really done well since the second inning. I mean, if you go back and look at your score sheet, we got a 0-0 game after the second.
Nessler will go down swinging for out number 1, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Will Morris. First pitch into Morris is strike 1. One pitch. Third base side. Fadre double pumps it and throws it over to Remick. That'll be out number 2. That'll bring up Reed Anderson, the left fielder.
At the plate, number 8, Reed Anderson.
Anderson fouls that one back. And I think that was too short for both of you there. O2 misses up high. Stedman working quick on the mound. 1-2, evens up 2-2.
And as a defensive player behind him, you love that when your pitcher works quick. It keeps the defense on their toes and in the game. A lot fewer errors are made.
And that is going to be strike number 3. So Stedman will send 2 back to the dugout on strikeouts in a 5-3. Got the second out, so 1-3 on K's. And we will head to the top of the 7th. Your score remains 6-1. Tigers lead. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats. Steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts. All raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride, but I already paid.
Welcome back to the ballpark here on the 3rd of July. Changes on the field for the Jaguars. Reed Anderson now on the mound. Looks like I believe that means we will see Trey Hauser out in left field. We will get confirmation on that when we can. One-0 count here for Hicks. Hicks, Remick, Corselman. Your batters due up for the Tigers. Hard hit ball. And that one's gone. Logan Hicks, the solo home run. And that'll bring up Colton Remick, the first baseman.
Well, and Hicks did lead the Tigers with 3 home runs, make it 4 now. And he got all of that one. He barreled that one up and sent it out of here.
Yeah, that one was kind of a no-doubter off the bat. You heard it and saw the launch angle and just kind of watched it and waited for it to actually reach over the fence. I blame it all on Jeff. That is all Jeff's fault.
You don't see too many leave this yard, and that one got out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of late to talk about it, but the field here at Centennial, 400 to center, 335 down the lines.
Will's heard you do it enough times. He can finish that for you.
I'm being read like a book at this point.
Will finished the thought there for him of down in the power alleys.
370 to the power alley. And as Will quoted me, a carbon copy of the Big Sister Park, downtown Des Moines, Principal Park. One, two, the count here to Remick. Dribbler over to the Valley dugout. It'll stay 1-2.
Do you remember when he used to be shy and we couldn't get him to talk?
Yeah, now he's over here giving me crap because I say the same thing every single game. And that'll be a swinging strikeout for out number 1. And that'll be Jacob Corselman now at the plate. 0-2 quickly. The count here to Corselman. Now 1-2. Quinlan was ready to throw down to third on that for the throw around. So now a full count here to Corselman.
Tried to break that one off, just couldn't get it to dive when it needed to. Left it upstairs.
And that one just got away from Anderson, and that'll be ball 4. I bring up Trent Grevengood, the center fielder. So now a runner on first, the lefty, Reed Anderson on the mound, and Corselman just going to take a light jog over to second.
Well, no reason to hurry on that one. The ball found its way all the way back to the backstop.
And Corselman's on-base percentage here tonight is 1,000. Just going to point that out. 3 base on balls and 1 single for Corselman. As it is 2-0 for Grevengood. That one high and tight.
And chase him off the plate.
Three-0 count. Anywhere close. 3-1. That one did look like it hit the strike zone, so a true strike makes it 3-1. Inside, ball 4. So now Ryan Stedman at the plate. The Tiger pitcher. I think he regretted swinging at that one.
He tried to hold up and couldn't do it. He has had a very good evening on the mound, mowing down Jaguar after Jaguar tonight. Much more what you'd expect than what we saw in the first inning with his .78 ERA.
Yeah, Stedman going 5 innings, 3 up, 3 down, and a big hop to Nestler. They will get one. Throw home. Run will come across. They get the out at second. So that'll bring up Ellis Cologne, excuse me. And a courtesy runner in for the Tigers.
Great play by Nestler at second out there. Threw himself at it. It was a fielder's choice to get the force out at second. And then the run coming on around to score. Corselman hit third and just didn't let up as he came all the way down and across for another Tiger run. But a great play by Nestler.
And a great throw from Brule off the flip of Nestler. A very close call at home plate. High fly ball. Reed on his horse gets underneath of it, and that'll be out number 3. So the Tigers will drive 2 across, 1 home run in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom. It is 8-1 now in favor of the Tigers. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Dear Cable Internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial High School. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers lead 8-1. Jackson Reed stepping up to the dish here for the Jaguars. First pitch, swinging strike for Jackson Reed. Oh, 2 the count here to Jackson Reed. And that one is left up high, 1-2.
If Stedman's tiring, he's sure not showing it. Same pace he's had out there. Get it, set, throw it.
Reed fouls that one off.
And it was a nice play by Reed in the top half of the inning as he had to go chase one down out in deep center.
And that one at the feet of Jackson Reed. And yeah, Reed had to get on his horse on that one and was working his way to it, got to it in time, but Reed going to be sent back to the bench. And that'll bring up Cade Newman, the first baseman. So Stedman retires one Jaguar fairly quickly as Newman's going to send that one back up the middle, and it's going to be Plum. And a close call over at first, going to be called out.
Plum got caught, but in between hops, took half a step back to play it, got rid of it quick. Bang, bang at first base. Goes the way of the Tigers, much like everything else has.
Just like the College World Series. Everything went the way of the Tigers there, too.
Different Tigers.
as Alex Corey swings away at the first pitch.
So Centennial down to its final out here tonight. Trailing 8-1.
The 1-1 pitch swung on. Now 1-2. And a high fly ball, and it's going to drop in right center. And Corey will have the base hit. That'll bring up Darren Sievers.
And Corey couldn't have walked that one out there and placed it any better as he dropped it right between everybody on the green.
Yeah, right fielder ranging in, shortstop ranging backwards. Second baseman, excuse me, ranging backwards. And Sievers pokes the bat out there, and he's going to drop that one opposite side and put it into left center. And that'll be Nolan Powell now at the plate for the Jaguars.
Jaguars heard Jeff saying that we were going to be done by 9 and promptly put 2 hits on the board.
Do you guys not know the press box curse? You say something's going to happen, and then it doesn't. Okay, Jeff's got a fair point, but still. Nolan Powell going to be rung up, and that's going to do it. Tigers will take the win 8-1. On behalf of everybody here at Centennial Digital, I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, come out to the ball field next Tuesday. Makeup game against Waukee. After that, it's Friday, the first round of sub-state play against Marshalltown. 7 o'clock game time on Friday, and I believe it will be a 5 o'clock game time on Tuesday for the doubleheader. Until next time, on behalf of Centennial Digital, we want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Wilmore Cade and Rodney Tomlinson, all a part of Tomlinson Announcing. Until we see you next, GWOD